Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you a hold on, that for some reason my mouse wasn't quite working. Knicker versus Lucifer here on Turtle Rock. Knicker spawning as the yellow Night Elf player here at what I'll call the 11 o'clock position. Meanwhile, it is going to be close positions here as Lucifer is spawning as the blue Undead. Undead versus Night Elf. It seems like I'm going to cover a game with every single race today here on WarCraft Wednesday, and hopefully this will be a good game. Now, we'll see what the strategies will be coming in from Lucifer. Lucifer is opening up with an Altar of Darkness. He did go for a crypt first, so we should be seeing some ghouls. Ghoul is one of those units that are very, very effective against archers early on. Meanwhile, we'll see what Knicker opens up with and responds with. He is getting his own Altar of Elders, Ancient of War down. Archers should be able to go ahead and clear out this creep camp very easily with the help of the Ancient of War, as it does act as a very, very strong, good tank. Now, Ziggurat about to be completed there. Altar of Darkness and another Ziggurat here. Interesting building positioning coming in from Lucifer, as it looks like he's not very... He's not going to be too concerned about perhaps a Demon Hunter coming in and trying to harass the Acolyte line. The Ziggurats are much more in a forward position. The Demon Hunter will be able to get in there very easily, and we'll see if Lucifer really has to pay for that, as Knicker is going for an early Demon Hunter. Acolyte has made its way over and now dealing some damage to the Ancient of War. Also somehow rallied a whole bunch of turtles to come over and deal some damage, as well as we can now see that the Death Knight or Demon Hunter is about halfway done. Meanwhile, the Death Knight was significantly delayed, as we are now going into a tomb of relics, and now an archer finally able to push back that Acolyte. Ancient of War eating some trees, trying its best to make sure that it takes all of that damage from all of these giant sea turtles. A Demon Hunter should be popping out momentarily. There it is. Here we go. And as long as the Ancient of War doesn't get the final hit off, that is fine. Ancient of War now making his way over. Going to go ahead and take down some more sea turtle hatchlings. Also, I like this play by Knicker in terms of moving all of his Wisp all across the field. So Wisp are now all across the field, and this should be a very, very interesting game now as the Demon Hunter and the Archers are finally moving forward. Ghoul is being trained. We can see that the shop is up and ready, or will be up and ready for that Death Knight in just a moment. Meanwhile, the Demon Hunter taking the opportunity to try to take down this giant sea turtle while the Death Knight is still inside, buying Dust of Appearance and a Rod of Necromancy. We'll see whether or not that archer will get taken down. The archer should actually fall to the ghouls there, as the Demon Hunter picks up another set of Slippers of Agility. Nicely done there. +6 attack, an additional +2 armor, and just very, very annoying as he was able to deny some experience from Lucifer. Archer now making her way all the way back home. Nope, this Archer trying to make her way back home. Will she be able to get back there, as ghouls are now cutting inside the base? You can see that the Ancient of War is still trying to train out more and more archers, as the ghouls are going to have a very, very easy time. Skeletal minions are now coming in. There's a dust or a detonate from a wisp in order to get some damage in. Ghouls, and lots of them just running rabid inside the base. Unholy Aura, a very old school way of opening up, but then again, Lucifer is a very old school type player. We're going to see what's going to go down here. The Death Knight still wandering around, still looking to do a little bit more creeping. We'll see as the Moonwells are continuing to go away, and I wish I could just turn off all of this chat, as the Ghouls just doing a great job of perhaps going to surround and take down a Moonwell. This Moonwell going to fall in a matter of seconds. The Death Knight, with its Unholy Aura, will allow it to regenerate some of the hit points rather quickly. The Death Knight, however, does not have Death Coil, and did he deny the experience? I'm not 100% sure. Death Coil would have saved the Ghoul, and now the Ghouls are just trying to run and surround all of these units here. Lower hit point Ghoul is now backing off. One very low hit point Archer may end up falling. It looks like, yes, it is going to fall. The Death Knight, once they get to level 2, as soon as it gets Death Coil, this is going to be a very, very uphill battle, as now another kill denied there. Nope, the Demon Hunter, I believe, actually got the kill, as this battle is raging on and on. Archer's trying to hide away. Archer's trying to run away. The Death Knight is about halfway up to level 2, as another Archer may fall. Yes, another Archer does fall. There's the Dust of Appearance, and now full hit point ghouls will be able to run around much more easily, as there is a Death Coil. So a Death Coil saving that. However, a Mana Burn making short work of that as well. The Demon Hunter now still wandering around. Not quite sure why a Mana Burn wasn't placed down much earlier. The Demon Hunter could have Mana Burned the Death Knight and made sure that it wouldn't be able to Death Coil any of his units, as there was a rather long time in this game. Ghouls still just wandering around here. We'll see what's going to be happening next. There was a Wisp off over to the north. A Demon Hunter now attempting to run away, as we see the Moonwell taking a lot of damage. The Demon Hunter making its way over. The Demon Hunter may end up... Nope. It is not going to get an easy kill there, as Lucifer takes down a Moonwell. And who has lost more? I don't know. There is no convenient loss tab like there is in StarCraft 2. Demon Hunter continuing to do a bit of a chase, now backing off again. We can see that there is a Wisp on the inside of the base now. We are going into a much more traditional build now, going in for a second Crypt, and it looks like Lucifer is going to be going into mass Gargoyles. Second Crypt, and now attack to tier 2 with a Graveyard does normally mean Gargoyles. 1 Gargoyle being trained, 2 Gargoyles being trained. And with the relatively close spawning locations and how close this graveyard is to to the lumber line here, it looks as though the graveyard or the wood issues of Lucifer will get resolved. The lumber issues, as we now see the Demon Hunter once again making a move over and now finding the army of Lucifer. Lucifer now down to essentially no mana, unable to do any more Death Coils. But with that enhanced movement speed, should still be able to get something else. We see a Panda has just come into play from Nicker, and Nicker now trying to run away with this Panda, but we may see an actual surround with the Ghouls. This is not going to be good. Is the Panda... Oh, the Panda's now going in for a Breath of Fire. Does pull in some of the creeps as well. Is the Ghouls going to collapse and just take down the Panda? No. Nicely played. A Staff of Preservation saving a Wisp. So the Demon Hunter doing a great job saving a Wisp in that fight. And the units are still pulling away even further. 1 low hit point Ghoul perhaps going to start harvesting more lumber back at home. It will be able to regenerate hit points back on Blight very, very easily. Death Knight now looking to do a little bit of a death charge. It's running straight into 2 heroes. There's another Mana Burn. And now here we go. What's going to happen next as the Gargantuan Sea Turtle chomping away at some Ghouls instead of the Demon Hunter that's... just running right behind that turtle, or running right behind that Gargantuan Sea Turtle there. So more and more chasing still coming in, and now we see that there are Gargoyles in the air just looking to deal damage to the Demon Hunter and perhaps the Panda as well. The Demon Hunter in a little bit of a weird situation, just forced to take the damage. There was one nice Breath of Fire, but the Gargoyle still has plenty of hit points, or will have plenty of hit points once it does regenerate over time. The Gargoyle could go into Stone Form, and it looks like Stone Form will be researched, as Ghouls now once again just clawing away, trying to get more lumber. Ghouls just doing their work right now, as we now see that there are Gargoyles in the air looking to just constantly harass and take apart any archers or any units that may try to pop out. Dryads are vulnerable to Gargoyles. Our Gargoyles are vulnerable to Dryads. This one Death Knight apparently did not realize how much of a maze it is to get inside his own base. We are going into creature attack as well, and also building a sacrificial pit. Ghouls on the move. We'll see what's going to be happening next as the Panda and the Demon Hunter look to do a bit more creeping. This is not your traditional build whatsoever, but Lucifer is one of those old school players bringing back old strategies. Gargoyles and Ghouls. Mana Burn now onto the Death Knight. Demon Hunter just still charging in, and it looks as though the Panda has not gotten any experience, as those Gargoyles are able to attack and deal a lot of damage effectively. The Panda looking to perhaps turn around, do another Breath of Fire on top of all of these units here. And now finally able to pull back away once more. Gargoyles, I do not believe Stone Form has been researched. No, Stone Form, I do not believe it's been researched. I haven't seen it yet, but it could actually come into play, as those Gargoyles would be able to regenerate a lot of their hit points and also lose the damage over time effect when the Panda does get his Drunken Haze. Death Knight still wandering around off over here. We'll see what's going to happen as the Demon Hunter and Panda still try to press up or just put pressure back here. But Lucifer really just doing a good job doing some strong teching during this time, making sure that he's going to be at tier 3. He could get an Orb of Corruption. You can see also a Sacrificial Pit is in play. The Sacrificial Pit should have a Shade. Yes, the Shade will be keeping track of this army pretty regularly, as there is no more Dust of Appearance in the army. Death Knight still wondering what it can do, wandering around the map. The Shade still trying to keep track of those units. We are going into reinforced hides upgrade. So with more and more upgrades being completed, these gargoyles are going to be very, very difficult to take out. We are now going into an Orb of Corruption on a Lich. The Lich will give -5 armor to any unit that it attacks, essentially reducing the amount of hit points that it has by 30%. Meanwhile, we are going to see that the Lich is going to arrive to the party just in time. Death Knight looking to finish off the giant sea turtle here. There is a wisp nearby. That wisp may end up doing a detonation. Yes, does do a detonation, taking down multiple skeletal minions there. And now we're going to have an engagement. Gargoyles against Dryads, both sides losing units. No, Nicker doing a great job keeping his units alive, but the Panda now at 61 hit points, forced to use a Scroll Town portal to get away, and that means that Lucifer should have enough time to finish off this gargantuan sea turtle creep camp without getting hijacked, and then perhaps moving on to the shops. If he can continue to creep very, very effectively, he could pull ahead now. As you can see that this orange creep camp and even maybe the red creep camp behind it are all ripe for the picking. Death Knight now simply moving in straight here. The Death Knight does not have enough mana to do any more Death Coils as of yet. Ogre Magi does get taken down. Rune of the Watcher and Talisman of Evasion. Very, very annoying item on that Death Knight, as that Death Knight will be able to absorb a lot more damage than it normally should. Here we go. Down goes another Troll Trapper. Wait, there it goes. Down goes another Troll Trapper. Level 2, almost level 3. Meanwhile, level 2 and level 1. So it is a 2-1 army versus a 2-1 army in terms of heroes. The Lich, however, no, the Lich is level 2, so it is a 2-2 versus a 2-2, as the Gargantuan Sea Turtle may actually get taken down here, but by who? Gargoyles now making their way in, and now all of those units are forced to pull back. The Gargantuan Sea Turtle is still continuing this chase off over here. We now have level 3 on the Death Knight. Death Coil, who got the experience? I believe the Death Knight did. There's a Scroll of Healing. And Breath of Fire was not really used all that heavily. And now in comes a Frost Nova. The Demon Hunter now forced to use a Rejuvenation. Will it be able to get away? Staff of Preservation does save it, as the Gargoyles are now trying to finish off more and more units. It does look like the Panda may get taken out at level 1. No Staff of Preservation to save it as well. Nick are doing a great job saving his units, or saving his heroes, but he's not doing a good job saving his units, as the Demon Hunter now down to 38 hit points, down to 9 hit points. Is it going to be able to make it away? It looks like it will be able to do exactly that, continuing to run further and further back, and now buying a Potion of Healing should be able to quaff it in just a second, but the Ghouls are going to be a problem. Dryads are falling. Breath of Fire not really hitting that many units, as the units are all pushed back once more, and we are now going perhaps into a Boneyard. So Bone Worms will be added, and those Bone Worms can easily clear out many of the buildings in the main base, as we now see a level 3 Demon Hunter finally arrive on the scene. Death Knight at level 3, Lich at level 3. Death Knight may actually end up getting to level 4 in this engagement. Ring of Protection +3 most likely will be sold, perhaps for a Scroll of Healing. Scroll of Healing already purchased, so perhaps even Boots of Speed on the Lich would be a better item. At this point in the game. Tome of Intelligence for the Lich, an additional +2 intelligence. No, actually given to the Death Knight, so he has even more mana once again. Low hit point Ghoul, actually got sacrificed in order to deny any experience there. And now what's going to be happening next? Not quite sure. It looks as though the Panda and the Demon Hunter still wandering around. Back down over here, we could have perhaps a little bit of creeping going on, as the Panda is being revealed. He is trailing in his form. We are going into Stone Form upgrade for all of the Gargoyles, so the Gargoyles will be able to regenerate a lot of hit points in just a matter of seconds. Gargoyles now making their way in. That Shade is giving key information, and Nicker not realizing that there's an army inside of his base. Ancient of Wonders, Demon Hunter now already back. The Demon Hunter getting a mana burn off on the Death Knight. Death Knight now down to 60 some odd hit points, as the units are going to perhaps re-engage off over here. No, it looks like they do not want to re-engage. Lich is backing off, so we are once again pretty much even. More creeping coming in from Nicker. Nicker looking to perhaps creep out the Gargantuan Sea Turtle camps and the Giant Sea Turtles. He may get finally level 2 on his Panda. taking a look at the Demon Hunter is sitting at level 3, but the Lich and the Death Knight getting very, very close to level 4. I believe clearing out the level, this red creep camp would do exactly that, as we finally see level 2 on the Panda, as he does get Drunken Haze. Lich now going after Gargantuan Sea Turtle. You can see the additional armor means that he actually takes 106% attack of everything. There is a Tome of Strength. We are going to be going into a Potion of Greater Mana, and will this one Gargoyle get away is the key question. Another mana burn on the Lich. There is a Death Coil now on the Lich as well in order to save it, but a lot of damage is still being dealt. Slow potion, very, very effective, and now the Lich looks like it will be able to back off and do exactly that. Let's take a look at the supply count. 50 over 60 versus 48 over 60. We are pretty even. Upgrades are 0-1 versus 0-0. The ghouls do not have any upgrades either. So at this point, I would normally say that Night Elf has the advantage, but we'll see how this is all going to unfold as the Panda now comes in. He does have a potion, a Wand of Mana Stealing, and a Staff of Preservation. It saves the Demon Hunter already, but taking a lot of damage from those gargoyles. And now, oh, a Drunken Haze, but no Breath of Fire to finish off the units. And now at level 2, the Panda does go down. Demon Hunter is still wandering around. Will it be able to get inside here in just a moment? It looks like Nicker revived his hero back over here at the shop the old-fashioned way. It will take a little bit more time, but he does get experience back, and also comes back with full hit points and full mana. Death Knight looking to finish off more units here. It looks like another Wisp will detonate, and now the gargoyles are still just flying around. And really, Lucifer has been doing a great job denying any sort of real strategy that Nicker would normally want to go for. Nicker can't go into bears. He needs the dryads. Perhaps even hippogriffs would be good. But if he goes hippogriffs, gargoyles are very effective anti-air as well. So the only thing that really counters those units would end up being archers, as the gargoyles don't do nearly as much damage as the archers do back because of the armor types. But if he does go for archers, and the ghouls on the ground will all kill him. In comes the Demon Hunter, and Demon Hunter getting off a nice mana burn there. More damage being dealt. We do have one Frostworm in the air, and one Frostworm from the Boneyard. And we'll see how much damage this is going to do. 94 to 127 or 85 to 105. Very, very high damage indeed. And we'll see where this one worm will be going. It looks as though this is only one bone worm so far. The Boneyard not training up anything else. Heroes are backing off again, and now Nicker looking to perhaps come in. There is a really bad situation. There we go. After the Frost Nova, there is another Breath of Fire coming in, as the one Frostworm is looking to focus down the Panda. The Panda, however, with an anti-magic shell, able to absorb a lot of the damage and not allow some of the spells to actually be able to cast on him. As we see that the Panda is still attempting to run away. The Panda now down to, what, 450 some odd hit points. That number is going to continue to fall. There's the Staff of Preservation coming in from the Demon Hunter. The Demon Hunter now may be in trouble, though, as the Demon Hunter may not be able to get away, especially with the additional slow of the Bone Worm. And Lucifer gets the win with Nicker saying GG. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.